Hello everyone, welcome to Tea Time and a Card. So if you'll remember right before my surgery, I did a couple weeks of watercolor techniques and I'm going to do another one for you today. I'm actually going to be using the Cheerful Daisies bundle, which also has the dies. Now the only die I use today is this label one because it's a technique. I just have a few layers with no die cutting. So let me show you what I'm going to be using. And remember I told you I was going to repurpose my little watercolor paper towels that I've been using. Stamps I'm using is the outline of the daisy, not the bold image, the outline. And then I have wishing you the brightest, is that what that says? Wishing you the brightest birthday. Also need a clear block with nothing on it. And then for layers, I have Garden Green, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Let me just press this down. I have Poppy Parade, 5 1/4 by 4. Our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And this is 5 by 3 3/4. I'm going to put that right here because I'm going to use that first. And here's that label that I cut out with the Poppy Parade cardstock. I am also using 4 ink colors. I have Memento Tuxedo Black, Poppy Parade, Daffodil Delight, and Garden Green. And for bling, I am using our adhesive back shiny sequins. You can see there's 4 colors and they're very shiny. Now I don't know, these are an online exclusive. I don't know if these have sold out yet. I should have checked that before I went live. And I'm also using our foam adhesive sheets to put behind the watercolor paper. I'm going to need to cut that a little bit. I have a black pen, any black pen will do, and an aqua painter. So let me go ahead and show you the card that I'm calling this layered watercolor technique because I'm actually going backwards. I'm going to start with the technique and then add stamping to it. This is my card. So you'll see I'll add all of this color on the watercolor paper first, and then we're going to stamp over the color. Now, when you're doing this technique, you kind of have to plan in your head how you're going to set up your card. Because you can see that I added the Daffodil Delight where I thought my flowers would go. And then I added the Garden Green where my leaves would go. So plan that ahead. And I'm going to start out with the water. Oh, and I also need the Memento the ink refill. So I'm going to start by adding water to my watercolor paper. I'm going to dig out my 3 inks. So you guys, I might be a little rusty. I haven't been on for 5 weeks now. Okay, so again, Poppy Parade, Daffodil Delight, and Garden Green. Now that I've sprayed my watercolor paper, I'll bring this back in. So again, see where I put the flowers. That's where I want to add the Daffodil Delight. And you'll notice that it does spread, and that's okay. So I'm also going to squeeze my water painter. I called it an aqua painter. It's a water painter. Okay, that's my 3 colors. So that's where my flowers are going to go. Now I'm going to rinse my brush by squeezing. I just want to get all of that. Let me loosen that up a little bit. If you guys find the water doesn't come out, you just loosen it a little bit. Then it really comes out. Okay, I'm done with the daffodil. Let me just, there's a little bit on the edge there. Now I'm going to go with the Garden Green. You can see where I put some that I think I'm going to put my leaves on. I'm going to do a little bit there, a little bit here. Rinse my brush again by making it flow through to get that Garden Green color out. And my last color, I just wanted a little bit of a highlighting color. So you can see I just added a little bit of Poppy Parade just in a couple corners here and there. And that's just to add color. And I am going to bring the heat tool out. Now I'm going to spray this again because I want the red. Hold on. Okay, I want that to flow. So it looks like a hot mess right now. I'm going to use my heat tool just to dry this up. I'm actually going to bring my edge just to get that extra water. Okay, now let's see if we can dry this. Now, one thing that I did on this card, it did not have a lined leaf. So I actually hand drew these leaves. That's why I have the black marker. Just make sure your watercolor paper is very, very dry. I'm going to dry on the back side as well. Now you're going to see it go flat. I'm going to keep my paper towel underneath because you can see that I have black splatters. I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, this is pretty dry. So now what I'm going to do, actually I do need to remove this because I need to stamp. Okay, let me get my tuxedo black. Oops, hold on. I'm still wet here a little bit. I'll bring that back in when I do the splatters. Okay, so you can see where I have my yellow flowers. I'm going to bring in the line. Again, this is a lined image. So I'm going to try to stamp over where you see some yellow and see how it peeks through. Let me get my pad because I think this one's going to go off the edge. Now I don't want my flowers all on the same in the same direction, so I'm going to turn this one a little bit. It is going to go off the edge. And then here's number 3. Okay, there's my 3 flowers. I did forget to get the center out. So you guys, I've really been busy with craft fair stuff. Because of my surgery, I was not allowed to lift for 6 weeks. So I've been doing a lot of painting and just stuff to keep me busy. There's my centers. Okay, so there's my 3 flowers. Now I'm going to bring in my marker, and I kind of just did squiggly leaves. And then just did a center like that. It kind of goes with the lined flowers. These are so easy to just hand draw like this. I'm going to put one over here. And they do end up looking like a stamp. You just kind of do an odd shape. Okay, there's those. And now I need to bring my paper towel back in. I'm going to show you how I do all of these splatters that you see here. Some of you guys might not like this because it is a little messy. That's where my memento comes in. I'm just going to do 1 drop on my block. That's all you need. And then I'm going to bring this in again. I'm going to make the water go down and wet that. And then all I do is I take my finger and I hit it on my finger. Let me get a little bit more. You can do as little or a whole bunch. To see how easy that was to add those splatters. And then I usually will take a baby wipe to wipe off my block, and then this I rinse under the faucet. It does come off really well. Okay, now let me just hit this with the heat tool one more time to get those dots all dried up. And then this is where the foam sheets come in handy. I just need to trim that a little bit smaller. This is all warped, so that's where I like using these because that'll flatten this right out. Okay, see how nice and flat that is? Let me move this ink pad before I get it all over my card. Okay, now we need to stamp the sentiment on this little label shape. Oh, Paula is saying I do not draw as well as you. Yeah, but look, this is just squiggles. You just make some squiggles and then put a line through the middle. It's so easy. I bet you can do it. Oh, I just got black ink on the front, so I'll flip this over. And we're going to glue the Poppy Parade. Let me make sure this isn't upside down. I'm going to glue the Poppy Parade to the garden green card base. I bet you'd surprise yourself, Paula, if you tried the leaves. They're not that hard, really. I'm going to put this right here so you can see how the height of the foam adhesive sheets. And I'm going to add height one more time with dimensionals. I'm just going to put 2 rows of dimensionals. And then all I got left to do is the sequins. And then I'll show you guys some pretty cards. Now, what I did when I chose where to put the sentiment, if you have a boo-boo that you don't like, you can cover it up. Or right here, I have a lot of spacing. So this time, I'm going to put this one right there. And then here are my sequins. I'm going to stick with the yellow ones. And I just added a whole bunch of them. Let's see. Oh, I don't have any more. Oh, yeah. I thought I used up all the little ones. These come in 2 sizes. I'm just going to fill up any space here that I have. And that looks good. So what do you think? So see how differently these guys came out? This one's a little brighter on the daffodil, but very easy. The trick is to find stamp images that are lined so that the color peeks through. And I will pick a name tomorrow. Anybody that comments on Facebook, I'll pick a name tomorrow for this card and I'll send it to the winner. Okay, now let me make some room and I'll show you some cards that I got in the mail. So you guys can have some good inspiration. This one is from Gloria Folsom. I'm just going to quickly go through them. This one is from Linda. This one is from Fran Sleeper. I don't remember. This one doesn't have Linda's. I think this is Linda Callahan. Yes, it is. This one is from Penny Ingram. I'll try not to go too fast. Diana Henderson, who happens to be my sister-in-law. Janice Walsh. I hope you can see the little tiny bling on the tips of all of those little stringy things on the flower. So pretty. Mary Ellsbury. Oh, this is another one from Mary. She sent me 2. Dawn Anderson. I like the way she colored the butterfly. That's from our paper butterfly elements. Anne Nobrega. So this is like a gate, no, not a Z fold. With a lot of sparklies on the butterflies. This is from Tony Shaw. It's a step card. See how neat that is? And you guys, I had these in my kitchen for 5 weeks. I looked at them every day. Lori Austin. Now this one is from one of my downline who lives in the same town as I do. So when I had surgery, I live all the way up here. Gloria Powers, she did a map. So I live all the way up here in Maine, and I had to travel all the way down here to Scarborough for my surgery, which was like a 4.5 hour ride. So I thought that was neat how Gloria did the map. Donna. Trying to read. Donna Marshall. I love all the 4 designer papers. Jocelyn Marquis. This one is Linda Carver, and she used Wink of Stella on all of those flowers. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkly. Christy Waite. She knows I love cats. I have a cat named Ozzy. This one is Janet Goshorn. I love all these shapes that she used. A couple more. Fern Murray. This is washi tape that she layered in the die cut hole. Kim. I don't have a last name on this one. Kim. And one more. This is from Paula. Look at the cute little bees. So thanks so much, everyone, for all the cards that I got in the mail. So like I said, I go for my post-op appointment next week. Everything's going well with my surgery. So I hope to be back with you weekly like I've been doing. I'm going to try to do it in the afternoons now so I don't have to worry so much about being on at night. So thanks for joining me, and I'll pick a name tomorrow. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.